For 2018, Land Rover adds another rung to its ladder with the all-new Range Rover Velar. Now, the Land Rover lineup is 6 SUVs deep, and that's a little confusing. There are a lot of SUVs. Some of them are priced near identically, including the same price as the Velar, but this has a place in the Land Rover lineup. And first, you can start just by looking at it. It's a stunning SUV to look at, but there's a lot more. The Land Rover Discovery Sport is kind of a goofy looking SUV, and the Evoque is more like a toy than an actual SUV. The Range Rover Velar just has a commanding presence. It's something, when you look out the Cars.com office windows on the 10th floor down at the parking garage, this thing just stands out like bam on the parking garage roof, surrounded by a bunch of other basic commuting vehicles. I think what helps the Velar is this Byron blue exterior and the blackout package. It has the blackened grille and inserts on the side of the car, and then on the hood you have these blackened inserts that say Range Rover, more black pieces along the side, black mirrors. And all of that combined with this very aggressive shape creates a very good looking SUV. The nose is long, the windshield is significantly raked back, and the roofline has this plummeting angle to it. The car looks more like a cockpit of a fighter jet than an SUV, and it really stands out on the road. One thing that gives us concern, however, are these door handles. They're pretty cool, they're flush, and when you unlock them, they pop out, but this is a Land Rover, a brand not known for the greatest reliability, and that gives us a little hesitation. They also don't pop out automatically like a Tesla would. So you unlock the car with the key fob and they pop out. When you lock the car, they pop back in. That wow effect on the Velar's exterior is also apparent on the inside, and especially on this car with the optional Windsor leather. The seats are leather, but that also carries over to the dashboard and the door panels, which isn't very common. There's a lot of automakers out there who will cheap out on the dashboard and the door panels with a leatherette or faux leather surface. Not in the Velar though, and it's apparent when you open the door and you get this rich aroma of leather. It's kind of like taking the top off of a nice pair of leather dress shoes. You open the top, and you just get this very nice aroma of classiness. Well, maybe in someone else's closet, definitely not mine. The Velar debuts a new dual screen multimedia and control system for Land Rover. When I first heard dual screen, I instantly think just failure. Dual screens have not been executed very well in the past, most notably with Acura, but the Land Rover system is done very well, surprisingly well in fact. It's responsive, the controls are laid out where you want them, and there are also physical controls here. So you have a volume knob and then the dual purpose climate dials. In one setting, you control the warm and cool of the climate system. You press it in and it gives you the heated or cooled functions of the seats. Most notably though, it works when you first start up the car. A lot of these touch screens, you start the car up and there's a loading process, or it's just slow and it hesitates. This is not one of those systems, and it's refreshing, especially after just driving the all-new 2018 Volvo XC60, which had a lot of the screen lag and delay problems that we experienced in our long-term XC90 test car. This seems to solve that kind of annoyance that we've experienced in other cars while still being very usable. I exclusively use the bottom touchscreen during my driving. It has all the controls you really need, and I found it more responsive and prettier to look at than the top screen. Not while driving though. What you can do with this touchscreen is you have climate controls for automatic climate control or on and off or syncing the dual climate. And then you have the seat functions as well. And on this car, massaging seats, done very nicely. The vehicle controls give you various driving modes, and then you have your vehicle settings in here too. The system is very quick and I really like using it. What's most disappointing about the Velar is that this one has the diesel engine. Now, I know you may be thinking, ooh, diesel, yes, torque, but this 180 horsepower four-cylinder with 317 pound-feet of torque is kind of an unimpressive engine in this car. It has non-linear power delivery, power comes and goes, it feels splotchy, and then the transmission is just slow to shift. It doesn't give you that crisp driving experience, even in the sport and dynamic modes. It's like, here's this wonderful luxury SUV, and we're gonna put an economy car engine in it. I just don't like it. It doesn't drive luxurious, but it does drive efficiently. Over my time in the car, I got an average 33 miles per gallon, which is above the highway rated 30 miles per gallon. And that was a mix of highway and city driving. I averaged about 40 miles an hour. The Velar is just a few dollars less expensive than the Land Rover Discovery. And the Discovery has a roomier second row and an optional third row, which makes it a more family-friendly SUV. The Velar, however, is more about making a statement, and it does exactly that. Our recommendation though, skip the diesel engine, just go straight to the supercharged V6.